that's a 4, so that answers our questions for over here. Now that can't be a 4 because that's a 4, so that has to be a 4, and it looks like all of our 4s are covered, and that calls for a drink of coffee. Hello, welcome to the Love Coast. Tonight I've made myself a coffee, and I thought I'd do a couple of Sudokus, and yeah, so I hope you'll join me. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, too far. There we go. Okay, let's see. Oh, first of all, let's have a sip of coffee. That's good. I don't want to start a war or anything, but it's Tim Hortons that I've made. I know if you're living in Canada or you know about Tim Hortons coffee, there's some very healthy debates online about how good it is or which is better, or Starbucks coffee versus Tim Hortons coffee versus McDonald's coffee, and then there's the whole, well, McDonald's coffee is the old Tim Hortons coffee, and who knows. I just like what I like, and I enjoy the Tim Hortons make it home yourself, so that's what I have, and got it in the old rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock mug. So, one more sip. Okay, as always, I will do a very quick tutorial on Sudoku. Let's just make sure I don't knock my coffee, that would be bad. So each square has to have the numbers 1 through 9 without repeating. So each of these 9 squares has to have the numbers 1 through 9 without repeating. Each row and each column have to have the numbers 1 through 9 without repeating. So you basically just have to go with the clues you have and figure out, where to put the numbers. So I just sort of, stream of consciousness, stalk my way through it, and, do my best to explain what my brain is doing. Sometimes it's a little hard, but we'll get through it. Anyway, so I'm just gonna look and see where I want to start here. 5, 7. I'm just randomly looking. Okay, this one needs a square. Or square. This square needs a 7. Can't be these two because that's a 7. It can't be that one because that's a 7. It's one of these two. But I don't know which one because I don't have enough clues. So let's move on to another number. Let's see. 2, 2. That doesn't work. 9, 9. So this one needs a 9. Can't be here because that's a 9. It can't be here because it's a 9. It's got to be one of these two, but I don't know which one yet. This one's kind of frustrating right off the start. Let's see. 6. No, 6. Okay, here's one. So this square needs a 6. That can't be a 6 because that's a 6. And neither of these two can be a 6 because that's a 6. So that's a 6. Okay, this one needs a 4. Can't be there because that's a 4, and it can't be there because that's a 4. So that's a 4. So what's left here? We need a 1. So it's either there or there. It could be either at this point. 2 and 3. We need a 3, and it could be an either. So that doesn't help. So let's move on to something else. Let's see. Okay, this square needs a 4. That 4 covers these, and that 4 covers these. Has to be one of these two. Can't be that one because that's a 4. So that's a 4. Let's see. Let's keep going with the 4s. 4. Okay, 4 here has to be one of these two. It can't be that one because that's a 4. So that's a 4. So that means one of these two has to be a 4 because this 4 and this 4 cover this side, but I don't know which one yet. Let's look here. Okay, this looks better. So none of these can be a 4, and none of these can be a 4 because that's a 4. That 4 covers that. So that's a 4. So that answers our questions for over here. Now that can't be a 4 because that's a 4. So that has to be a 4, and it looks like all of our 4s are covered, and that calls for a drink of coffee. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nothing there. Let's look at this row here because it's missing 1 in each square. So let's see if we can figure out any clues. So 1 could be in any of them. 2, 3 can't be there because that's a 3. But it could be there and it could be there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9 is likely there, but I don't know for sure, so I don't want to put that down. Okay, let's move on. Let's do this vertical column here. 1 could be in either. 2 can't be here because that's 2. So that's a 2, which means that's a 1. So that helps a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's leave that one for a while. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this row here. 1 can't be there, and it can't be there. 2, 3, 4, 5 can't be there, but it could be there, and it could be there. 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we don't have enough yet. Okay, hold on. This needs a 9. It can't be those because that's a 9, and it can't be that because that's a 9. That's a 9. Okay. Which means the 9 here has to be here because that 9 covers these and that 9 covers these. So that's a 9. And that means this row only has 1 left, which is a 1. Which doesn't help us here, but that's okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is one of those two. 7, 8, 9 is already there. Okay. Move on to a different square altogether. A little bit of energy first. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2. So I know the 2 has to be one of those two. That doesn't really help me. Oh, here we go. This one needs a 7. That can't be a 7 because that's a 7. That can't be a 7 because that's a 7. So that's a 7. That only leaves 2 left in this row, one of which is a 1. And it can't be that one because that's a 1. So that's a 1. And there's only 1 left, and the only number left is a 2. So it goes there. Now, this can't be 2 because that's a 2, and this can't be 2 because that's a 2, so that's a 2. Let's see, 1, we still need a 1 here, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's no 9 to help there, because it could be on either of the, it could be either of these, so it could be either of those. That doesn't help. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 could be either of those. 3 has to be in either of those. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 can't be there, so it has to be one of those two. 9, and it could be, yeah. Gotta leave that for now. Okay, 1, 2 has to be here, because that 2 covers both of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has to be here, because that 6 covers there. So the only number left is a 7. So that means on these rows here, that can't be a 7 because that's a 7. That can't be a 7 because that's a 7. Has to be one of those two. Can't be that one because that's a 7. So that's a 7. Okay. Just getting somewhere slowly. Okay. Let's try this vertical row, vertical column here. 1 could be there, could be there. 2, 3 could be, can't be in either of those two, because that's a 3 and that's a 3. So that means that's a 3. That really helps us. That means that's a 1, which means one of these two is a 1, because it can't be here. That's a 1, so that's not a 1. So that's a 1. That was a good one. Okay, now there's only one number left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that means that this is a 3, because this 3 and this 3 covers both of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 5. 6, 7. A 5 and a 7. Okay, we don't have enough yet for that. So let's not worry about it right now. Because the 7 here could be in either of those, so it could throw, anyway. My brain's not working well enough to sort that out. Not tonight anyway. Let's try this column again, or this row again. 1, 2, 3 could be there, or it could be there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 could be in either of those, so 3 and 8 are what we're missing there. Let's try the row right below it. 1, 2, 3 could be there. 4, 5, 6. 6 could be in either of those, or that one. 7, 8 could be there, or it could be there. 9, that wasn't a great one to go by, but whatever. Okay, let's try this vertical column here. 1, there we go. Can't be here because that's a 1. Can't be here because that's a 1. So that's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't be there because that's a 5. So that's 5. 6, and there's the 6. Okay, now carrying this over to this square. This can't be a 6 because that's a 6. This can't be a 6 because that's a 6. So it has to be in this. The 6 has to be in the bottom row. Can't be in this one because that's a 6. And can't be that one because that's a 6. So that's a 6. Okay, let's see. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 6, 7, so that's a 7, so that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5, which means one of these two is a 5. Can't be this one because that's a 5, so that's a 5. Okay, and these bottom two both only have one number left. 1, 2 at the bears. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so that's a 9, which means that can't be a 9. So one of these is a 9. That doesn't really help us right now. Okay, 1s. That can't be a 1 because that's a 1, and that can't be a 1 because that's a 1. So that's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That can't be a 7 because that's a 7. So that's a 7, and the only one left is an 8. Okay. So in this square, that can't be an 8 because that's an 8, and these can't be an 8 because that's an 8. So this is an 8. Let's have a sip of coffee. Okay. Let's look at some vertical. Oh, look, this one here only has one left. I'm sure you were screaming at your phone or device or whatever. 1, 2, 3 is the only one left. 3. So that means that's a 3 because that 3 and that 3 block out that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can be a 5 because that's a 5. So that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. Now we're just about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That can't be an 8, so that's an 8 and 9. 1, 2 is the only one left. And let's see. 1, 2, 3 can't be there, so it's got to be there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which makes that a 9, which makes that a 1. Looks like we got it. Oh, that was kind of slow to get started, but it ended okay. Let's have a couple sips of coffee and then we'll do another one. If I get through my coffee too fast, I'm going to have to make another one. Although, I shouldn't if I want to sleep tonight. Okay, let's see. Puzzle 11 is done. Mentioned it before, but I really enjoy this book that's bound that I found at the dollar store. It's so much easier than trying to fight with the traditional books that you're, bending the edges trying to do the left-hand page. Anyway. Little pen flipping. I was never very good at this. I was always jealous of the people who could, just spin the pen around on their hand like nothing, like a drummer with a drumstick. But anyway, let's get right to it. Okay, so let's see. 3, 3, 3, no. 7, no. Okay, here's 1. This needs a 7. It can't be any of those because that's a 7. It can't be that one because that's a 7. Now, it can't be this one. I don't know which of these is the 7, but it has to be here, which means that's a 7. One, 2, 3, 4, no. 3, 3, 3, no. 6. Okay, so this one needs a 6. It can't be that because that's a 6. Can't be either of those because that's a 6. And it can't be that one because that's a 6. So that's a 6. Continue on with the 6s. Those can't be a 6 because that's a 6. So it's one of these two. It can't be that one because that's a 6. So that's a 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No, okay. Let's see, 6, 6, 6. One of those is 6. Don't know which one. One of those is also a 6, but I don't know which one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 2. One of those is a 2. That doesn't help. Oh, here we go. Those can't be a 2 because that's a 2, and those can't be a 2 because that's a 2, so it had to be there. Now that means one of these 2 is a 2 because this covers that and that covers that, and that 2 knocks off that, so that's a 2, which means that's a 2 because that one covers that and that one covers that, which means one of these is a 2. It can't be that one, this one, because that's a 2, so that's a 2. Let's try this column here. 1 can't be there, so the 1 has to be one of these 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't be either of those, so that has to be a 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 and 9 are here, but I don't know which one's which just yet. Okay, let's see. That can't be a 9. That can't be a 9. Here we go. That has to be a 9 because that can't be a 9 because that 9. That can't be a 9 because that 9. So that's a 9. And this can't be a 1 because that's a 1. So that's a 1. To complete this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the only one left. Okay, let's see. 5. Okay, so this 5 crosses those 2 spots. That 5 knocks out that spot, so that's a 5. Which means that that's a 5 because this column has a 5 and this column has a 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this one needs a 6. Can't be those because that's a 6, and it can't be there because that's a 6. So that's a 6. Okay, 1 can't be there, so that's a 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has to be there because there's a 7 there and a 7 there. And the only one left is an 8, which means that's also an 8 because that 8 covers that 8. And anyway, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm over-explaining, but then if you've never played Sudoku before, maybe I'm not. I don't know. Let me know. 1, 2, 3. That could be a 3, or that could be a 3. This has to be the 3 because these 2 can't be a 3 because that's a 3, and that square needs a 3. So there's only one left here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the only one left. 4. Okay. Let's go with this square here. 1, 2, 3, 4 has to go there. That can't be a 4 because that's a 4. 5, 6, 7. 7 is the only one left. Okay, 1. That has to be a 1 because that's a 1, so that can be a 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the only one left. Okay, so that means one of these is a 9. It can't be that one because that's a 9. So that's a 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That can't be a 3 because that's a 3. So that's a 3. Okay, this row only has 1 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this has to be a 1 because that's a 1, so that can't be a 1. This row only has 1 left. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the only one left. 4. Okay. I don't know, it's kind of awkward, but my hand isn't getting in the way of seeing just get going and I forget, but anyway. Oh, this row or column here only has one left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has to be a 4. Okay, this needs a 1. Can't be there because that's a 1. So that's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the only one left. 5. Okay, this row here only has one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the only one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't know. 4 and 8. Okay, let's see. This needs a 7. That can't be a 7 because that's a 7. These can't be a 7 because that's a 7. It's up to these two. Can't be that one because that's a 7. So that's a 7. Okay. Let's see. This center column only has one left. 1, 2, 3 is the only one left. Okay, 3. Let's do this left of center column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It needs a 5. Can't be there because that's a 5. So that's a 5. 6, 7, 8 is the only one left. 1. Don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 and 9, don't know. Let's do this column here. 1, 2, 3. Can't be that one because that's a 3. So that's a 3, and there's only one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has to be an 8. Now that's an 8 and that's an 8, so that has to be an 8. Okay. And if that's an 8, that can't be an 8, so that's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the only one left. Now this column, 1, 2, 3 is the only one left. Okay, and this row on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the only one left. Okay, let's see. 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay, that can be a 1, 1, 1. 5, 5, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. 4. Can't be there because that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 9. That means that's a 9. That means that's a 1, which means that's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the only one left. There we go. And that's puzzle number 12 done. Well, I was trying to time it so that I'd finish my coffee right as I was finishing the puzzles, but I don't know. I got a couple extra mouthfuls here. It's getting late though. And now that I've had all this caffeine, I gotta try and sleep. So anyway, I hope you had a good night, and we'll see you next time.